then your own party, it's been talked about a lot, the NDP, seem to have wanted you to break the rules and to bring the bilingualism issue to a vote.
Yes, I'm sure that they did. The government was in difficulties, and there were people who wanted the thing resolved, and it was not being resolved, and it was dragging on and on and on. And the government obviously wanted it resolved, and they wanted me to do something to break the deadlock, to end the bell ringing, and I refused to do so.
And when you say the government, who? Could you tell us, was it the Premier himself who specifically asked you?
No, I didn't hear from him. I heard from other people, and I'm not going to tell you who.
Yeah.
But
how did you know one of my questions? Who?
I've been asked before.
Yeah. Could we?
No, I won't tell you who. But the pressure came from a lot of different sources.
Could we, if we don't know the name of the person or persons, could we narrow it down to whether like assistants or aides type like in the department?
Yes, because it came from a number of different sources. There were people within the government, there were civil servants, there were people within the NDP, other people who would phone me, a varied group of people.
It must have taken a lot of resistance on your part to not succumb to pressure like that, especially when you were doing your job and following the rules.
Yeah, it caused me a lot of sleepless nights.
3 newcomers made it in the cabinet, while you, who have 15 years seniority, did not.
Yes, it did, and I suppose it still does. And that's the reason why I made the public announcement that I was reassessing my position some 3 weeks ago.
Okay. Do we know how angry and upset you are, or are you holding much of it inside? Like, is it, I mean, you've shown us some, but is there still a lot left that you haven't, or is it...
Oh, I've mellowed in 3 weeks.
In 3 weeks, okay. Do you think that the other cabinet ministers, especially the 3 new ones, are more intelligent or competent than you?
Oh, I wouldn't like to make that judgment. I really wouldn't.
Okay, Ron?
Well, I know if it were the people I've asked this question, in most professions, seniority is very important. It's, I know if I was in a job that for 15 years and some I would go nuts. I couldn't live with it. I just couldn't handle it because, especially if I felt I was as competent and as smart and or intelligent, I would just, I don't know what. I'd have to bite my tongue real hard all the time because there's they have a whole future in front of them, and I think they're a little bit younger than yourself. I don't know how old you are, but I would imagine they're a little younger and do have the time to put in the house and then get that on.
What he's trying to say is that most people become MLAs first before they become cabinet ministers.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
And it helps to serve in the Legislative Assembly for a while before taking on that particular position.